Hello, hello, and Happy New Year. Dan and Brian here.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a great New Year's Eve and you ready to start 2024 off.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are picking up again on our special New Year's tax out resolutions. So, Brian, one of the things that we've talked about, and I think one of our more popular podcasts, or one that I really enjoyed, was the famous triple whammy. I think that had the most views. A close second is getting off that hamster wheel. We all say we're going to, and it's the end of the year. We're talking about New Year's resolution. Did you use that $2,000 Peloton last year, or is it now a expensive coat hanger? Did you increase your 401k contributions like you said you were going to in proportion to your pay increase? Maybe not, high inflation, we get it. So let's talk about, Brian, some of the things that we can do to make sure we're not on that hamster wheel when it comes to taxes, end of the year now, and a couple other resolutions that might make sense for folks who will be receiving some restricted stock units. Maybe your bonuses come in the spring, to not be in the same situation that you might be in right now for this time in 2024. So could you help us out with something, Brian?
Yeah, I think the first thing you want to start off the new year is to get off the hamster wheel is look at your paycheck and talk to us or somebody that does your taxes, your accountant, because come February 15th, you're not going to talk to your CPA. And we say there's never a bad time to do tax planning. There's never a bad time to do some tax approximator. Here in January is a great time. Like you said, Dan, how are you going to max out your 401k? Do you have RSUs coming at the end of February or a bonus? Figure out your paycheck. See if you look and see if you're going to owe money in April, because you don't want that double whammy. You're probably going to pay some penalties and interest if you didn't pay in enough, and interest is at 8% right now thanks to the IRS, a shortage. So is January now the time to sell some investments? The market's up, so you don't get caught in April selling it when it's down. I think that's the first thing you really need to look at, start the year off, is look at your paycheck, withholdings, and should I sell some investments to start the year off?
Those are great points. One of the things I know that we're doing at Brian is evaluating, and something that folks can do right now is take a look at your last pay stub. If it's a two-income household, look at the most recent pay stubs that you guys have gotten, see how much federal withholding, and if you happen to live in Connecticut, not Florida, where there's an income tax, look and see what Connecticut, and then find your 2022 tax return and see what your total tax was in 2022. And if you have withheld at least 100% of last year's tax bill, not getting too technical here, then you can avoid part of that double whammy where you don't have to pay interest. Now, this is, again, by and large, at certain income levels, you have to do 110% or 90% of the current. But one way to avoid that, and it's 8%, and that's it used to be pennies, now it's actual dollars of interest. If you owe the $5,000, you're going to pay $400 just in interest on top of the tax you already paid, on top of the extra $5,000 you got to add in. So take a look at your pay stubs. You can do this right now, see where you are, and if you're short, you can make an estimated tax payment by January 15th. You can just go online, click in estimated tax payment, go to your state. If there's a state tax, you do the same thing, and it can save you real money.
Right. Absolutely. And for 2024, you want to start this year off and really get your withholding under control. This is the perfect time to start, because, if you wait to meet with your accountant to do your taxes in April, what ends up happening is you lost those 4 months of withholding, and then you're playing catch up the rest of the year. So if you start off in January and you start the withholding year off correctly, remember, I always tell my clients, start maybe trying to over withhold, because we can always back it off at the end of the year instead of under withholding, and then you're trying to play catch up, and then it's really hard at the end of the year. So January is a great month to change your withholdings, along with getting that gym membership.
Yes, that's good. All right. Well, before we close it out, Brian, can you give us just one more tax tip for folks who aren't on a payroll, what we would call restylees?
Yeah, restylees. Yeah, I think now is the time to really look and, look at your income and how much you're going to need for the year, and what were your capital gains last year. I think a lot of times people got hit with mutual funds at the end of the year. You want to say, okay, start the year. How do we avoid that? The last couple of years in 2022 and in 2023, people got hit with end of the year distributions. So if you have some investments or you're taking an RMD, now is the time to look at both of those and say, okay, how do I start the year off right so I don't get hit as hard in 2024?
All right, great. All right, I think we're running a little over. I can see Peter, the producer, giving us the sign. So, hey, listen, everyone have a great holiday, happy and healthy new year. Yeah, if anyone has any questions out there, get in touch with us, WNGNA.com, Daniel at WNGNA.com, Brian at WNGNA.com. Here at WNGNA Tax Out Financial Solutions, we figure it out.